Welcome. So you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you're thinking, I just don't even know where to start. Well, I'm going to give you a couple of, pointers as far as the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is about starting a YouTube channel on a very shoestring budget. So let's get into this. If you like the content, please hit subscribe, like, comment, and if it's available to be hyped, if you consider the content worthy, I would appreciate it. Now, here's the deal with YouTube. It can be anyone and everyone's game, right? You can go in, you might be an expert on something. You might just want to talk about life. You might want to talk about your life. People are making YouTube videos. They're making TikTok videos. They're making all this. Their scene might be sitting in a car. It might be walking through a park. It really doesn't matter. You don't need expensive equipment to start a YouTube channel. I am a perfect example of that. So I have another channel. It is a very small channel, but I am monetized. I think I got my first check about 2 weeks ago. We'll get into that. But the thing is, for almost a year, I had an iPhone 10. I shot everything from an iPhone 10. We're what? The 18s are fixing to be released in a couple of months. And that was it. I don't have any great equipment. Now, at one point, I had a light ring, but it was a cheap light ring from Amazon, and it just died. So I didn't replace it. So I do natural light, I do overhead light, it just kind of depends. And the one thing you got to know is sometimes you have to upgrade and sometimes you don't. So my original setup for my channel, which I just now, I think today is a year exactly from when I started my other channel. And if y'all want to go check it out, it was interesting because I knew nothing about this topic, but I started the channel because of a little girl named Caitlin Clark. So it's about Caitlin Clark. It's about the WNBA and women's basketball. And I know nothing about basketball. I've had to learn. I've had to learn all the jargon over the year. And the one thing I'm going to tell you is think about what you're going to start your channel at, because I picked probably the hardest topic that you could possibly pick. Number one, Caitlin Clark, women's basketball is seasonal. They only play like 4.5 months out of the year. The other 8, there is no content. It just sits. And then you lose all your subscribers that you gained. And it's a constant deal for starting over. So really think about what you want to do. I am starting this channel because I want more of a substantive channel. So more about life. But my other channel, it's fun, but it also requires a lot of attention. So when the Indiana Fever play and when other teams play, sometimes they play back to back. And I have a full-time job in addition. There was a stint there for about a year. I was unemployed. I had some health issues, got laid off, got let go. And the job market was just such that I wasn't getting hired because of my age. So the ageism, and that's what I talk about on this channel, and I've talked about it, and I've had some health issues. I've been open about that, and but YouTube doesn't have to be expensive. So my setup, almost for a whole year, I would say 9 months, was an iPhone 10 and a little stand, a cheap stand from Amazon, and my old 2015 MacBook Pro. Now, it's been a struggle, but I'm not going to go buy a brand new Apple MacBook computer. That's at least $2,000. I'm not going to go buy a $1,500 camera setup. Don't do it until you know you can get subscribers, until you know you have a tribe that follows you, until you know that, I would just say keep it on a shoestring budget, and it's okay. And yes, you're going to look at people that are in your area of expertise, if you will, that you're going to be challenged by, because you look at their channels and you see they have 50,000 subscribers, they have 100,000 subs. I mean, and then you look at your channel and you have 25. So that part is something you're going to have to try to manage. Some people start YouTube channels, I've seen it, and they're monetized in 3 and 4 weeks. That's incredible. And usually it means that they had a viral video go off and they kind of did all the right things, whether they knew it or they didn't. Now, my deal is I just do YouTube. I don't jump on social media. I do not go on TikTok. I rarely go on X. I will, just to see comments about the WNBA, the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, occasionally. And when I say occasionally, I mean I'm just looking at comments like maybe once or twice a month. It's just not my thing. YouTube is my thing, okay? That's where my comfort zone is, and if that's where your comfort zone is, start in one place. If you want to start on TikTok, start on TikTok. But before you press record, there's some things you have to know. So, people, there are trolls, and people they can say very hurtful things, okay? With my metastatic triple negative stage 3 breast cancer came a lot of issues. Number 1, can't wear makeup anymore. Number 2, I can't wear any type of jewelry anymore. Number 3, my hair didn't grow back. It did, but then I've started losing it at a really heavy clip. So I'm very self-conscious about my hair, and I've had to let it get longer than what I like to keep it. And especially during the hot Texas summer months. This drives me crazy. But this part is thinning. So I'm very self-conscious. And someone came on my other channel, and a subscriber, and he was like, why don't you wear makeup? Why do you wear the same sweatshirt every day? And I'm like, because this is my favorite sweatshirt. And it's my comfort zone. And, it works for a guy that's in I'll say my area. His name is Ben Daniels. He wears the same zip up top, kind of hoodie every single day. And he does his channel. He doesn't have an expensive setup from what I can see. You will see the wired ear mics that he uses. And he's got over 50,000 subscribers. and he has a really good channel. I really respect what he puts out. Go look. His name is Ben Daniel. It's the Ben Daniels podcast. It's about the WNBA. A couple of months ago, I started having issues, and this is going to be one of the things that you're probably going to want to look for if you have an older phone. Apple and all the other manufacturers love to take your phone into obsolescence. They just won't support. So all of my banking apps started going. I couldn't get on and look at anything on my banking. All of my apps that, as far as utilities and everything like that, couldn't get in. I wanted to try to see if I could DoorDash during the day, so I tried to get on DoorDash, and DoorDash wouldn't accept my phone. I had to have a newer phone. So as much as I hated to, I got to a point where my videos would not even upload with my iPhone 10. And I had this channel, and I was gaining some traction as far as subscribers. And all of a sudden, it just quit. And I wasn't able to upload anything, and I was having technical difficulties. Well, I had to get a new phone, and it's not a new phone. I got a refurbished iPhone. I am now working with an iPhone 16 Pro. I didn't get a brand new iPhone. You don't need brand new. Now, the trolls, one thing. So you have your camera gear, right? Can be your iPhone. Your mic can be your iPhone. You can have an old computer. I use iMovie just because I'm an Apple girl. I have all Apple. I have a watch. I have an iPad. I like the way that the whole cohort works interchangeably with Apple. But if you're Android, that's cool. That is totally cool. Do what you do. Do you, is what I'm trying to say. And don't feel like you have to be pressured to get on Amazon and spend a lot of money with light rings, cameras, gear. The one thing I will tell you that you're going to need is Canva. For your thumbnails, you're going to need Canva. Now, that is the only subscription that I have. So I have Canva for $12.99 a month, because you're going to want to pay for Canva Pro. And the reason why you want to do that is because if you do anything with your thumbnails, you want to be able to take a photo and change its sizes. You don't want to have to go to like a free pixel program and then try to do it there and then upload it and hope it transfers over. You can just do it inside Canva. So you're going to want to change your sizing. You're going to want to remove backgrounds, and that all comes with the paid subscription. I don't have anything else. I use iMovie, my old MacBook, and now an iPhone 16 Pro. And that's all I use. And it's a shoestring budget. But for me, it's all I could afford at the time. And it's okay. And I'm still monetized. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, and no one told me this, the comments that some can make, you got to have thick skin. You really do. You have to have thick skin. And don't compare yourself to other channels, and it's very, very difficult. Because it's like other basketball players, Secretly, they might compare themselves, or there's a benchmark, right? Maybe it's Caitlin Clark, maybe it's Asia Wilson, maybe it's, Fee Collier. There's a benchmark. And you always try to say, well, my goal is, right? You want to move that goalpost. And you see someone with 50,000 subscribers and you're going, I want my channel to be 50,000 someday. And those are great. But it also is difficult. And again, if you're first starting out, don't pick anything seasonal. It was difficult for me, and this is why it took me a full year to get monetized. So I started July 3rd. This is July 3rd. So July 3rd of last year, toward the end, it was like right in the middle of the season, and I started my YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden, I only had a couple of months, and then the girls were off season for 8 months. So I had to wait. Now, I had a few things to talk about, like the CBA agreement, but that's not normal. So it's 4 to 5 months on and then 8 months off, right? I would not suggest that. Plus, anything sports is right there, right then. You have to be one of the first to get out and put your content out, and that's difficult because you have to be able to film 24/7. And my cat's going to weigh in, and this is another thing, perfect timing. You just got to go with what you have. Yes, if you make really big screw-ups, you can edit them out, but your environment is your environment. Sometimes cats cry, dogs bark, kids scream. It is what it is, right? So that's a little thing called life. And for those that like your channel, they'll hang with you, they'll bear through it. And all I got to say is, before you press record, please don't do anything seasonality. It's difficult. If you have a job, think about that, because say my other channel, my basketball channel, I have to put out a video almost every day. It's difficult. It's difficult because when I come home at night, I'm tired. And with my health, sometimes I don't get to do that. It's on the couch and then in the bed. And I wake up with, even before the chickens, to start my day over again. So you have to think about all that. You have to really just sit down with pen and paper. Just go old school. Sit down, and if you're able to drink coffee, number one, I envy you. Sit down with a cup of coffee, pen and paper, and just think about what your channel's going to be, and think about the things you already have that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. Now, I tried CapCut and all that. Loved CapCut. Loved it. But it was right there at the beginning or at the end of their free version. And they would give you like 4 uploads, and then all of a sudden they wanted to charge you. And they held your content hostage. You couldn't get in there and get your content. So I went back to iMovie. And iMovie is all you need. If you have a MacBook, now if you have a PC, I don't know. You're going to have to look up what's good, dependable, and free for a PC. A shoestring budget can get you where you need to be. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need prompters. You don't need scripts. You can do what you want to do with what you have. That's all I'm saying. And don't expect to get monetized. You know, you go to YouTube, you see all these great stories about someone getting monetized in like 4 weeks. It's crazy. And then someone getting their first check and it's $2,000. Do not expect that. Just don't expect it, because it takes time, it takes effort. And I will put a link of a video of my other channel that you would probably gasp and say, oh my God, I would never go on looking like that. But you have to. And I debated, and I was just gaining traction in my other channel. And I didn't want to go on, but I had to. You know, the old saying, the show must go on. I had to get in front of the camera looking like I looked. And it was absolutely, I was mortified, but I had to do it. And the video went viral for me. I mean, it got over 16 or 17,000 views only because of how I looked. I had taken a very, very hard fall and hit my head really hard. And so I was concussed and I had to go to the hospital. And I ended up staying in the hospital for a little while because of some complications. And then I came home, and it's like, if you don't make a video, you're going to lose your traction. And that's the one thing I'm going to tell you is, so traction's important. I would say don't pick a sporting event to do. It's difficult. The guys that are in my area, that's all they do. They don't have real jobs. So they're 24/7 making content, and they can do that. And they have all the fancy equipment because YouTube pays them a lot of money. I can't compete with that. Some even have people that do all their thumbnails and edit all their videos. So you got to do you and just keep it honest. But YouTube on a shoestring budget, it's doable. As always, thank you for supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next one.